is Simon Short with my colleague David Norman. We are going to lead you through some of the highlights of our Impressionist and Modern evening sale. It's a sale that comes on the back of a pretty exceptional series of results at Sotheby's season after season, both in New York and also in London, where our most recent sale, the February sale this year, achieved $266 million, the highest total ever achieved at Sotheby's for any auction in history. We've been performing exceptionally well, and that track record has given us the opportunity to put together one of the sales I think I'm proudest of in my time here at Sotheby's. This is the second highest total in terms of pre-sale low estimate for any Impressionist and Modern sale that we've organized at Sotheby's. The pre-sale low estimate is $220 million to $320 million. And that is only beaten by the May 2012 auction when we sold the screen by Edvard for a new world record price, which was estimated a little bit higher, about 240, I think. So we're up there in terms of the sale quality and significance of value. What makes these sales special? Well, the overwhelming majority of the key lots that you see around you were sourced for this sale on the basis of long-term, close client relationships, many of them established over years and decades. In many cases, those were non-competitive agreements to go ahead and consign material to this sale, and it's that kind of partnership between David, myself, and my team with collectors around the world that's been really the fuel for the market-leading results we've consistently achieved in this field. For us, these sales are all about delivery. The way that we've performed against estimate in recent years, the way that over 80% of our, over the past 5 years, 80% sell-through rate or better consistently season after season, and the fact that in evening sales over the past year, for example, more than 50% of the lots we've sold have achieved top estimate or better, and just a testament to the way we set about delivering for our consignments. Anyway, as we all know, what this is really about is about the pictures and sculpture and the way that the market recognizes true quality today. So on that note, I'm going to ask David Norman to talk about one of the star lots, which is this Matisse.
Thank you. And actually, as Simon was talking, I've actually been looking and in some sense living with this picture for, I don't know, maybe 20 years since I visited with the collector. This is called La Séance, the morning session. It shows Matisse's great model of the 1920s, Henriette, who was a painter herself. And Matisse reserved about 2 hours each morning to give her some lessons. So it's this wonderful artist looking at an artist, which is so beautiful. First, something that intrigued Matisse was a combination of exterior light and interior light. And there's that very soft Mediterranean light that comes into the canvas and intermingles with this interior light. There's quite a orchestration of, in some cases, a severe and complex geometry. We get the divided window frames, the rectangles, which we see again in the shutters, and then these squares which repeat in the tabletops, the back of the canvas. This wonderful sort of playing and distortion of planes. When we look at where she's sitting, the floor seems to sweep in this type of direction back, but when our eyes move this way, the plane of the floor changes a bit. It's very much something drawn from Cézanne. And then it's his sort of joy in color and patterning. He kept drapes and carpentry and designs and dresses that he would fill the room up. It was just bursting with patterns. And also doing things like this, the verticals of the stripes of her dress played off the diagonals of the purple and white lines running through it. This is a type of mastery that I think few artists have ever achieved.
We've put together this really interesting and varied grouping showing the different facets of Giacometti as an artist, of which the crowning glory is this cast of Laplace, which is a sculpture from 1948, which really goes to the core of what Giacometti was about. None of these figures, these isolated existential figures, if you like, is interacting with any of the others. It's a called La Place, the square. It's obviously a view of the city. It's a reflection on the fact that the city is a place where we are all brought together, but it's also a place of great loneliness. There is a possibility of these figures missing one another and failing to interact. The men are walking and the female is standing. This is 1948. What, of course, comes to define the subsequent decades of Giacometti's work through his death in the mid-60s is all based on this. The walking man, of course, achieved the world record for not just any Giacometti, but any sculpture. The one we saw in London in 2010. $105 billion for the walking man originates with this sculpture. And the standing female figure, the men are always walking in late Giacometti, and the females are always passive, standing in late Giacometti.